In this episode, we have some rapid-fire, simple tips to help you make your race day as smooth and easy as possible.
And chances are, if you follow these, you might be a little faster, too.
All right, so let's kick it off. Number 1, push your final pre-race meal a little bit earlier. So, some of these tips, I think, are things that people just won't think about at all. And this is one that I often don't think about, but find myself doing. So you want to make sure that you're not spending your entire night before your race digesting, and that you set up your GI system, in the best possible way. So if you typically eat dinner at 8 p.m., back that out. Like we're thinking like late afternoon, early evening, blue plate special sort of.
We call that supper.
Yeah, supper.
You mean, hopefully you listened to episode 207, right? And you have a schedule that you're going off of, and you know to bump that up a little earlier. But if you don't, now's the time. Bump it up a little.
That's right.
Number 2 is to give yourself a little extra time morning of, right? Especially if getting to the race start has any type of logistics, and or imagine you're not doing the Bank of America Chicago Marathon. Imagine you're doing something else. Grand Rapids, something that isn't as big. You still want to give yourself that buffer, right? Mm-hmm. How big are the crowds going to be? Is there going to be security? Porta potty lines. We can't say that one enough. There's always going to be some type of a line there that causes a lot of panic. If you have a little bit more leeway, you're also going to probably digest your breakfast a little bit better too, right? So give yourself even an extra 15 minutes. It will help settle those nerves.
Number 3 is to think about toss-away clothes for the morning of. So as you go to a race, and I'm thinking, any of our marathons that are starting super early, and if you're giving yourself that extra time in the morning, you're going to be showing up maybe before the sun comes up and when it's a little bit cooler. Also, a lot of runners like to wear less clothes when they're running because it feels like it's 20 degrees hotter. So they say dress like it's 20 degrees warmer than what the actual temperature will be. The truth is you don't want to spend the morning shivering and wasting all of that energy. So whether you have clothes that you want to donate that you can wear, or you want to go to a thrift shop and just grab a sweatshirt and sweatpants or whatever that you can toss away at the start line, you don't have to worry about your good clothes. You don't have to worry about checking your good jacket. It's just something that you can wear to keep warm and dispose of. And most of the races out there have a donation system where they collect those clothes and give them back to charity.
Next up, I love this one. I cannot even tell you how much I love this one, but you're going to need to get on it if you're listening to this now, which is to get your name on your shirt. This is such a big motivational tool. When I do my post-race breakdown with my athletes, when they do this, when they put their name on it, I say, name one thing that really made a difference on your race day. I have a lot of them say this. I had my name on my bib, or I had my name on my shirt. People calling your name is so motivating. We love name resonance is a big thing. Coaches use it a lot. We have protocols here at Edge that have us using it a lot. We like to know your name. We like to say your name. When strangers are yelling at you, it is like, do I know that person? Wake me up. Better run pretty. Better high five them. It is like putting sparklers all along the race. If you are in Chicago, we love a small business. T-shirt Deli on Damon can turn it around usually in a few days. If you're going for Edge stuff, they also have all of our logos. But they can put your name on your shirt too. They have vinyl letters. Just bring them your favorite race shirt. They can hook you up. I promise you it will make such a big difference in your day.
Tip number 5 is to bring toilet paper with you to the race start. We talked about the porta potty lines. There are a lot of people using very few facilities, and you never know when the person in there before you will use up all of the toilet paper. The last thing you want to do is be in a situation like that. So bring a little bit of toilet paper with you to the start. If you use it, great. If not, you can ditch it before you run. But this is one that you will not regret doing if you need.
I love this one. This is one that I should put on my own checklist, because here's the deal. You could use it in a bathroom emergency. You could use it if your nose is running because it's early morning, and my nose runs early morning when it's kind of cold out, right? Especially if it's crisp. If you're randomly crying, right? All of those options. Yeah. Nothing is out of the question when it comes to race day, and having a little extra. Maybe I see you crying and I give you my toilet paper. Sharing is caring.
Yeah, it's very possible. I might be crying because I'm only wearing one sock because there was no toilet paper in the porta potty.
Oh, did that happen to you before?
Yeah, my first time in Runner's World magazine was talking about poop. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you haven't listened to the poop episode, please go back. It's the one we're the most proud of.
Absolutely.
Number 6, we are tearing through these. Think what you'll have available for race morning and practice with that food. You know what is going to be around. We're going to want you to practice with that. So a lot of times with races too, they'll tell you like, we'll have, water ready for you to grab. But I also like being self-sufficient. I have my athletes, because the world is on fire. I don't know if you got that PSA, but global warming has happened, is happening, will continue to happen, which means it's going to be warmer at most races than what we're used to. The good news is we're training in it too. But my big water bottle hack is to have a water bottle and have some type of electrolytes in it. And I'm talking about like some shitty Dasani reusable that you've, hopefully this is your second or third time using it, right? Not your first. You're going to bring that with you. That's going to be what you're going to use during transit and during warm up. And you're going to ideally have some electrolytes in that too. And we're going to take baby sips of that until it becomes time to toss it. And now guess what? You've had a little bit of hydration all morning long and a little bit of electrolytes all day long, and you don't need it anymore, so you can just pop it in the recycling bin on your way into your corral.
Love that. And then when you're thinking about the food situation, right, especially if you're traveling, say you've been eating toasted bagels with peanut butter for the duration of your training, and you're coming up on race day and you realize like you're not going to have a toaster and you're not sure in this country where they have bagels, right? These are the things that you have to be thinking about in advance and hopefully training with to figure out.
Don't bring the bagels with you. They will not last.
So exactly. But peanut butter might, so you have to figure out what are your alternatives. Tip number 7 is to check your race day logistics in terms of drop bags and consider your options. So like, do you need to drop a bag for pickup after the race? And what do you need in that bag? Do you have to pay for that? I've seen more and more races especially European races, are charging people to have a drop bag. It was €6.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Did you get a meal with that?
No, it's just for them to hold your bag, right? Do you need anything at the end of the race? And so, like, if you're going to stash things, you know that you shouldn't put anything important in that bag because it might get lost or gone through. So you're not. Whoa, what's happening?
I'm picturing us doing a gear check and charging for it and having Tank as the patrol.
Well, Tank, yeah, absolutely. Ooh, wow.
It would be funny though.
Pearl would be at the desk. I take the money.
Oh, please leave that in.
All right, so consider your race day logistics in terms of those drop bags, and also thinking about what does your post race exit look like. So for some races, to get to that drop bag adds an extra half a mile to your exit plan. So just know where all of that is at and if you actually need it.
Last one, number 8, until we get to the ones that you can execute kind of in real time. Have a chafing strategy. This is one, for real though, put this on your checklist. This is one that I forget about on the reg. I have my backpack right next to me. I literally have my chafe stick next to my chapstick. I still forget to put it on when I go out for runs, right? And then I'm like, oh, I should have done that. So have a chafing strategy. Know what you're doing before, and then if you know that you're going to chafe possibly during, either carrying a little bit on you or knowing where the med station is going to be from a Vaseline standpoint.
A little
don't
goes a long way.
lick the stick.
Don't put it on your lips. But
no.
A little goes a long way for pre-planning here. And my guys, I'm talking to you specifically. How many races have you seen dudes with bloody nipples?
Oh, the 11s.
Just a little bloody tears. Some Band-Aids or nip covers, whatever they call them, some chafe stick can go a long way. So nobody needs to know that part, but this is to make you feel better, not just before, but during and after the race specifically.
Because real talk here, chafing, it's kind of funny, right? Because we talk about it, it all happens. But at the end of the day, it is painful and it will change how you run. Mm-hmm. So, have you ever had serious chafe on your legs? It is, I have had blisters that are weeping before, especially on humid runs where my, shorts are just riding in areas they're not supposed to go. And 100% I was running like a cowboy. Right. And that is not good or efficient or fast. And it is just, none of it is good. So have that chafing strategy ready and rock it all to hell. Plan for more than what you think you're going to need so that you can keep that beautiful run form as long as possible.
All right, let's shift now to going in the race. So what are some things that you can do in the race to make your race day easier? The first off is to don't go out too fast.
Can we say this one like 17 more times? Do not go out too fast. Race progressively, especially on a flat course, especially on a fair weather day.
Yeah, the beginning of a marathon specifically, especially as our marathons get bigger and bigger and bigger, Bank of America Chicago Marathon has about 55,000 people in it this year.
I think they said 53.
53,000
Potato.
people. New York City Marathon will have over 55,000 people running in it. So these races are enormous. And even when they're broken up in waves, you will still have a cluster at the start of the race. Like, everybody's excited, people's paces get all over the place. And I've had so many conversations with racers in the last 2 weeks about using those first miles as your warm-up, right? So you know that you are likely not going to hit and lock into your goal pace when you have that many people around. But it's also not worth your energy to bob and weave and try to get around people.
You don't need extra mileage either.
So take the stress out. Just know that you're going to start off slower than your goal pace, and then you will lock in after. Do not go out too fast, because if you burn those matches early in the race, I guarantee you will suffer in the last 10K of a marathon.
There's just a matter of patience here, especially when it comes to fulls, and we have to respect that.
Yeah. Full marathons are about energy management, and you do not manage your energy by going straight out the gate full force.
The problem is that we're tapered, right? I think this is where people get tripped up, because we're tapered, we feel fresh. In marathon training, at least, we don't spend that many miles at true marathon pace. So it does feel maybe a little bit foreign, and it probably feels a little bit too effortless, which is why you got to know what pace you're doing. Which brings us to number 10, which is to set your watch screen. So put lap pace, distance, time. Sometimes I have my athletes wear 2 watches, where I have a manual watch where they can take a manual split, and then I have the recurring one on the other. Or you can set your watch to be able to take manual splits. Because here's the deal. At something that has 50,000+ runners, chances are your GPS isn't going to work worth a damn, right? So we need for you to go by that mile 1 marker and be able to hit and be like, ooh, 8:22, that was a little hot. I got to back off, right? And then when you get to the second one, hit it again. What you don't want to have to do is rely on your GPS early. It gonna be wrong. And also, you don't want to have to do math. When you are running, your numeric side of your brain is about 5% of what it should be. It does not work well, which is why you can't really count past five. There's a reason for that, which is why you definitely don't want to go by mile 3 and have to try to figure out what the third mile was. Manual, lap, that, shiznit.
Yeah, you don't want to be setting this up race morning, so definitely do this in advance. And also, please, please, please do not set your watch to beep if you leave a heart rate zone or your pacing zone, because I will tell you, like, one of my least favorite things on a race course is being next to somebody who's going about my pace, whose watch just keeps beeping. Yeah. All right, next up is to chunk up your race. Make sure that you have a strategy of how you're mentally going to think about the race. Some people like to do 10 miles, and 10K. Some people will just say the first 20 miles. Some people will do half marathon and a half marathon. However it works for you, just make it something that is able to be tackled in your brain, right? So like if you are good with the half marathon distance and that feels like the right setting for you, then think about it as 2 half marathons. But when we think about it as 26.2 miles, that can be really overwhelming. So it is a mental strategy and hack to trick yourself into going longer and farther to break it up. Number
12, this one is going to be remembering your what and remembering your why. There's a really great book out there called The Ultra Mindset by Travis Macy. I'll never forget that he delineated these two, and I was like, yes, that, exactly that, right? And it goes like this. If you are in a tough spot, for him, he writes a lot about trail. So like he's like going up a technical grade or, trying to navigate some really weird footing. In a flat road race, it might be like maybe your tummy is getting a little bit weird. Maybe you're having a trouble finding space because it's so crowded. Remembering what you need to do in order to do that exact mile. So really, truly kind of being where your feet are to navigate, do I need to eat? Whatever it is to get you out of there. However, if things are a little bit more fluid, maybe the back half of the race, things are opening up, maybe you're starting to hurt a little bit, maybe you're getting a little bored, you are going to start to really hone in on your why. So Why are you doing this? Are you running it in memory of someone? Remembering some of the highlights of your training and what that meant to you, how you're going to feel, that visualization at the finish. Using those two things strategically during the race can really, really, really maximize your performance mile to mile.
All right, let's talk about after the race. Here's how you can maximize your performance and your recovery. First up is to keep moving. So after the race, keep walking. A lot of times, if people end up having to go to the med tent, that's something else. But it is designed. A lot of these races are designed to keep you moving, right? You have to move past the finish line to get to the gear check, to meet meet with your people, to exit the park, whatever it is, and that's a good thing because if you want it, trust me. If you stop right away, you will be in a world of hurt the next day.
Yep.
So keep moving.
Along those lines, getting nutrition in. They've gotten so much better. I feel like big races especially, have gotten so much better with what you get nutrition-wise. Mm-hmm. Within 30 to 60 minutes, we want you getting in carbs and we want you getting in protein. It's that simple. So if they give you a protein shake or chocolate milk and a bagel, take that, eat that. If you have really funky tummy, remember something is always more than nothing, right? So you don't have to drain it and force it down and want to throw up, but 100% take it and eat a little bit of it. It will help your body. This is the most, race day is race day, right? But I think a lot of times people think about it and they don't think about the fact that it's actually your most significant training deposit, right? And we want you to be able to heal from that well, so that you can go ideally and use that fitness forward. You don't have to go and run another marathon anytime soon, but you're going to be able to use that fitness in your fabric. So really respecting that and allowing yourself to start to refuel and not waiting 4 hours to refuel is going to mean that your body is grabbing at the nutrients you're putting in and not doing things like eating your muscles, which it will absolutely do, and release a bunch of proteins into your system.
Yeah, and that is good for recovery, in 2 to 3 weeks, especially for some of our marathoners who like to do the back-to-back Chicago, New York, right? If you're looking to maximize your fitness and do something later on in your season, that's great. But also, what you said is just, it's going to help you feel better tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you don't eat after a marathon, your muscles will start to break down. And when we're talking about things like delayed onset muscle fatigue and
not being able to sit down on the toilet without holding on to the sides of the stall.
Right.
Yes.
Not being able to go downstairs. You know what marathoners look like when they are destroyed. You don't have to be that person, and refueling can greatly help. Okay, number 15 is to set a plan to meet up with your people. We also talk about this in the race, to set a plan of where your people will be watching you and be specific about it. On the northwest corner, in front of the CVS, on the right side of the road, whatever. You want a similar plan for your exit strategy and meeting up with people afterwards. You cannot rely on the cell phone signal in our major races to be able to connect with your people
They are jamming that start-finish line by design. They don't need you on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. So have a plan. Your family and friends can track you, but if there's someone that you want to meet up with afterwards, be really specific about what that location is. And it's to your benefit not to choose the ones that everybody else is going to. So if you know that there's a Starbucks across the street that everybody stands by, don't choose that one. Choose something else.
Yep. Last but not least, have a recovery plan. I put this in all of my athletes, their race plan of how are you recovering, right? Again, in that we're going to want to have proteins and carbs going in, but we're also going to want you to move beyond that. Are you going to do legs up the wall? Are you going to make an appointment or just pop into Edge and do tubs and boots? Are you going to do a yoga class on Tuesday, gentle only?
Yeah.
The day of really, really matters. I love celebrating these accomplishments, but I'm going to tell you right now that alcohol and dancing is not a recovery plan.
Sorry.
It is not. And in a lot of ways, it flies in the face of everything that you just did. Again, do those things and celebrate, but please do something that's actual recovery before you do them, so that you're not just, trashing your body on top of trashing your body.
This is one that people don't think about because everybody puts so much weight on the plan leading up to the race.
Totally agree.
Right?
Totally agree with that.
I actually have for my athletes a 3-week recovery plan that gets slotted in afterwards. Yep. That is as important as what they've done to lead up.
It's called reverse taper.
Yes.
Right? For a reason.
So if you are interested in learning more about reverse taper, check out this video right here.